So guys, it has finally, oh my god, finally happened. We have gotten the official Heing's Raid CBT announcement. Now, this is great. We've been waiting for this for a long time. So it's been about a couple months, I believe, since they first officially announced the CBT. So this is great. You know, we're all excited and I can't wait to play the game again and see what changes they've added. But I still think there's quite a few things to talk about because it's worrisome, especially with what we can gather from this post. So first of all, most important thing obviously is the CBT period. It will be from January 29th at 6 a.m. UTC to February 4th at 6 a.m. UTC. That is just under a week time, about 6 days, I believe, or 5 days. That's, yeah, so full 6 days we have. Basically, we're going to have a full 6 days worth of CBT, which is, okay. It's quite short. Let's be real. It's quite short, which is worrisome in many ways to me because I don't know what that means just yet. So important date is January 26th, which is when the invitation emails will be sent out to obviously selected participants, which is great. Now, the big news for a lot of people is that this actual CBT will be not only on Steam, like the original Creator CBT, it will also be available on Android and iOS. So if you guys are interested in partaking in the Android or iOS version, you have to go back to their website, official website, which I will link once again in the description to make it easier for you guys. Reapply, basically. Submit a new application for the CBT, specifically selecting Android or iOS. You can apply multiple times, but the invitation you get will be based on the most recent application you send, which basically means you cannot apply to multiple platforms unless you have multiple emails. There is nothing saying, it says multiple applications are allowed, so I imagine you can use multiple emails for yourself to get access to different platforms. I would hope so. And yeah, it just says it's subject to change, which is as expected. Now, why is this worrisome to me? 1 week is very short for a test, especially if the test has a lot of things as we would hope for, because the creator test had very little content. We only had chapter 4 and we had no actual content, really, just a couple characters. If the CBT has every character, which I hope, and has some content, which I hope like up to chapter 6, and potentially some like dragon raids, world bosses, guild content, hopefully maybe arena. I feel like a week is very short, but at the same time, yeah, I'm just worried that the fact that they're only giving us a week might mean that there isn't a lot of content to test once again, which would mean that we are still quite far away from the full release. But if there is a lot of content, I also feel a week is very short. We might not be able to enjoy and test everything thoroughly. Sure, over the 4 days, a lot of us was able to get quite high and be able to T5 a couple heroes, but that was once again with a ton of free items. If they don't give us the free items, it's going to take us a lot longer to level up. The fact that it is a 1 week CBT, I would imagine they once again give us tons of items to actually test characters and maybe test PvP, but it's still very unknown. Obviously, that's sort of the worry that I in particular have. It could very much just mean there's nothing to do once again, or it very well might mean they just don't want to do a long test. Maybe they are done and it's just a case of, hey, stability test with everything, character test for a bit, have fun, and we'll release it shortly, quote unquote. We don't know, right? But yeah, the fact that it's early February means release is probably nowhere near. Most likely Q3, I'd imagine, 2026. I don't see summer. Q3 or Q4, I feel like is the most likely. I don't think they'd push it away to 2027. That would kind of suck. But hey, if they need the time, they need the time. I'd rather have a good game than a rushed game. But back to the CBT. Yeah, my personal hopes for this CBT is actual gearing. So give me dragon raids, let us actually farm different dragons and gear. That would also technically include manticore gear if available, because that's where the actual fun of it comes, and we can actually see if the character changes are good. We couldn't really tell if character changes were mattered a lot, because you don't know if you need mana because you just don't have the gear to know. I would hope for guild content, especially for more like bossing areas, so you can test your characters out. Guild conquest, hopefully with no entries. Guild raid, in particular world boss. I don't know if they can make it so all 3 of them are available at once, so people can just mess around and test, which would be lovely. I would hope that would be great. Same with like guild raid and guild conquest. If you could just have infinite entries to all of the bosses, that'd be great, just to actually test the bosses, test your characters, test everything. Next would be arena. right? Having arena would be very good to actually test the stability when it comes to crossplay. Same with just general having co-op dungeons available, which weren't available in the Creator CBT, would be great to see and be able to test actual stability of things when it comes to actual networking and not just playing the game, which are two different, very, very different things. I know I'm basically just asking for the whole game, but like, so that's what made King's Raid. And there's no point of testing King's Raid without testing what's actually going to be our end game content. There's no point of testing the game when we can't, or there's no point testing the game when we have no gear. And there's no point having gear when we can't test the gear, right? When we can't go to any bosses to test it. So it's a very much they're kind of forced into giving us most of everything, or at the very least give us like dragons and PvP, dragons and world boss and maybe not dragons but something else. But like dragons were the only base gear really before, like chapter gear was what we had before, which was not great or anything special. So I really think and I really hope that is actual content this time, basically, guys. That's it. That's all I hope, because yeah. And I think the biggest issues and worries and interests are to actually see if they've listened to and put into effect any of the changes the creators had, or the feedback that creators had, especially with things like 15-star unique weapon completely being erased from the map. Hopefully we can see what soul weapons look like, because that's going to be interesting. See if character changes and text have been updated and made a lot more clear and a lot less all over the place. There's still a lot of things that are up in the air, and I really hope they have listened to creator feedback, even if it's not been a lot of time. I think it would be lovely if they have at least put into effect some of the things, but hey, it is what it is. We'll see how they do it, and hope for the best. Yeah, I think those are my general thoughts at the moment. I think it's exciting, obviously, and I'm very excited to play and be part of the creator program. So we'll see what comes out of it, really. But yeah, hope to see you guys there. I'll be attempting to once again stream it, probably for a couple days here and there during that week, because why not? It's exciting and it's fun. But yeah, I will confirm any dates way closer to that, obviously. So yeah, guys, if you guys have enjoyed and like being kept up to date with King's Raid news, please hit like, please leave a subscribe, please leave a like and hit the subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching and supporting ever so much. It means the world. The support has been crazy and it's very exciting times. Please check out my links in my description as well. You'll find links to all my socials and even the Discord server, which is active. And if you guys want to support, it's all there as well. Yeah, thank you guys very much, and I hope you guys have a great day.